Gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's episode of Morte. Tonight, that brave knight Sir Tristram will be coming to Simon's hometown of Grimsby. My hair is looking a bit annoying. It's because I've been out in the wind and it's just gone all flappy-doo, but that doesn't matter. Oh, good lord, hair. Behave, hair. Behave, I'm telling a story here. And we'll also find out just what happened with that brave knight Sir Lamorak's death. Hello, Dawn. Hello, Queen. Come in. Hello, hello. Hello, Danny. How are you this evening? Hello, Zero. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Is Simon's hair going to behave at some point? There. No, it's not behaving. It's not behaving. We need Frank in here to chop my hair, ladies and gents. My hair has reached the point where it needs a bit of a chop. Tell you what, Frank will be mortified if we now decided to chop my hair without him seeing. But yeah, well, behave hair. It won't. It's going to get a hat stuck on it if it doesn't behave itself soon, which isn't what we want. Well, maybe not, Dawn. Maybe not. Maybe we won't chop it. But honestly, it's been so. We've had some queer weather recently. So, well, yeah, I think he needs a bit of encouragement every now and then. Everyone needs their arch nemesis, and Frank and his scissors are an arch nemesis to the Fringe, if nothing else. I like Frank, but the Fringe is terribly afraid of him. Might need to smite him at some point. Here we go. Good lord. This is awful. I'm now looking at myself. Yeah, maybe we do need to. Okay, so the hair is playing up, but that doesn't matter. I'm here. You guys are here. The story is about to commence. We'll give it another minute or so before we get in, ladies and gents, and then we'll find out about Lamorak's death, and more importantly, Tristram is coming to my hometown. Actually, we say Tristram is coming to my hometown. Technically, he wouldn't be. Well, actually, here we go. Tonight, Tristram will come to the bank of the Humber. Now, hello, Roger. Hello, come in. Hello, Karen. Welcome. As I was saying, tonight, Tristram is coming to the bank of the Humber, and my hometown of Grimsby is on the Humber. Now, would Grimsby have existed back then is the question. You see, Grimsby didn't exist in the time of William the Conqueror. In 1066, in the Domesday Book, there's mention of the village I'm from, which is called Scarthauga. Scarthauga appears in the Domesday Book in 1066, but Grimsby doesn't receive a mention. Of course, Scarthauga is Viking. It was settled by Vikings, presumably. It's a flat area on top of a hill. So would Grimsby have occurred at that time? By 1485, we've certainly got Grimsby in place. Grimsby is certainly in place then. Bloody hell, I now have to go and look up things. Ladies and gents, I will get back to you in between shows. In between this and Poetry Live, I will try and work out exactly when Grimsby would have come about. But I think we'd have looked at it and it would have been, basically, by the time we get to the medieval age, Grimsby would have been settled. Grimsby would it? Actually, here we go, ladies and gents. Let's think this one through. Let's play it logically. The Vikings came along after the Romans. King Arthur technically was within about a century of the Romans. Excellent. Well, I'm glad your son is following, and I'm glad he's enjoying the show it has. Right, working it out, ladies and gents. Grimsby wouldn't have been settled by that time. So he's going to where Simon's town will be founded. The title is a lie, ladies and gents. He's not going to my hometown. My hometown would not have been founded at that point in time in the tale. It would have been founded when Mallory was writing this tale, but Grimsby would not have existed then. I've lied. I'm sorry. We know I'm a liar with some things. I exaggerate the tale sometimes. There we go. Simple maths. Simple maths. Grimsby probably didn't exist back then, but he might have seen some huts on a beach. Anyway, ladies and gents, let's get into tonight's show anyway. So, we are telling about Sir Tristram. Sir Tristram, the most noble knight in all the realm, the second greatest fighter after Sir Lancelot himself. He who has just escaped into Britain with his love, Queen Isolde. Queen Isolde is married to King Mark, but deeply in love with Tristram, and the two of them have absconded from Cornwall and the evil King Mark to live a happy life at Lancelot's castle. Now though, ladies and gents, news has come to them that a great man, Sir Lamorak, who is a faithful and beautiful and strong knight, has been cruelly slain by the brothers of Sir Gawain, who mounted an attack against him, because they feared that one day Lamorak himself might go and attack them. After all, they had gone and killed Lamorak's father first, as part of a bloody feud raging between the families. Tonight, ladies and gents, all this has happened off camera with the death of Sir Lamorak. Tonight, we shall find out just what happened to Lamorak, and then Tristram will go and visit the site that would one day become my hometown. Ladies and gents, let's get into tonight's show. Thus did Tristram and Sir Dinadan ride together towards the castle of Lonazep. And then they were made aware of 400 tents and pavilions and marvellous great ordnance. So God me help, said Sir Tristram. Yonder I see the greatest ordinances that ever I saw. Sir, said Palomides, it seems to me that there was as great an ordinance at the castle of Maidens upon the Rock, where you won the prize, for I myself saw that you jousted against 30 knights that day. Sir, said Dinadan, and in Toulouse, at that tournament that Galahad of the Long Isles made, that endured for 7 whole days, there was as great a gathering as is here, for there were many nations who attended it. Who was the best at that tournament? Sir Tristram asked. Sir, it was Sir Lancelot the Lake, the noble knight, and Sir Lamorak de Galis fought well as well, but Sir Lancelot won on the day. I do not doubt, said Sir Tristram, that Lancelot won on the day, for he has not been overmatched by a single knight. And now, to hear of the death of Sir Lamorak is a great pity, for I fear that he was the cleanest mighted man and the best winded of his age that ever lived, for I knew him that he was the biggest knight that ever I met with, other than, perhaps, Sir Lancelot. Alas, said Tristram, I'm filled with woe and sadness for his death. And if they were not the cousins of my Lord Arthur that slew him, then they would have died, those who caused it, and all those that consented to it as well. And for such things as that, said Sir Tristram, I fear to go into the court of my Lord Arthur. I will that you know it, said Tristram unto Gareth. Sir, I blame you not, said Gareth, for well I understand the vengeance that you have towards my brethren Sir Gawain, Agravain, Garis, and Mordred. But as for me, said Sir Gareth, I meddle not in their matters, therefore there is none of them who loves me. And now that I understand they are murderers of good knights, I will not hold company with them. And God, that I would have been, said Gareth, there when the noble knight Sir Lancelot was slain, for I would have saved him. Now, as Jesus is my help, said Tristram, it is well said of you, For I wish that all the gold between here and Rome, that I had been there on that day to defend his honour. Yes, said Palomides, and so would I have been there. And yet, had I never the prize at jousts or tournament there as he was, but he put me to the worse on foot or horseback, and the day that he was slain, he did the most deeds of arms that I saw any knight do in any of my life days. And when he was given the prize of the field by my lord Arthur, Sir Gawain and his 3 brethren, Agravain, Gerris, and Sir Mordred, set upon Sir Lamorak in a private place. And there they slew his horse. And so they fought with him on foot for more than 3 hours, both before him and behind him, and Sir Mordred gave him his death wound. He stabbed him through the back, and all went and hewed at him, for one of his squires told me that he saw it. Fie upon treason, said Sir Tristram, for it kills my heart to hear this tale. So it does mine, said Gareth. Brethren as they be, I shall never love them, nor draw in their fellowship for that deed. Now, we must speak of other deeds, said Palomides, and let him be, for his life might not be gotten again. That's the more pity, said Dinadan. For Sir Gawain and his brethren, apart from you, said Gareth, hate all the good knights of the Round Table for the most part. For well I know that in secret they hate my lord Sir Lancelot and all of his kin, and great hatred they have of him. And my lord Sir Lancelot is well aware of this, and that caused him to have the good knights of his kin about him at all times. There we have it, ladies and gents. The killers of Lamorak have been named. It was, in fact, Sir Gawain, Sir Agravain, Gerris, and Mordred. Mordred, who stabbed Lamorak through the back only moments after he'd been given a prize by King Arthur. The other knight, who then hacked and hewed him and tore him to pieces. Palomides, Dinadan, Tristram. Those 3 knights have all said that if they were there, they would have come to his aid. But now, they do not dare to raise a blade against Gawain and his brothers, because Gawain is cousin unto King Arthur. And so, ladies and gents, they do not dare at all. And it's a shame, because they deserve their comeuppance. Make no mistake, ladies and gents, Sir Gawain might have some kind of fame because of his tale in Gawain and the Green Knight. You might think that Gawain is some kind of hero, but make no mistake, Gawain is a sordid piece of work. He is no noble knight indeed, ladies and gents. Gawain deserves nothing more than to be smited and then buffeted upon his helm, driven into the earth and rent through. Anyway, let's continue on with tonight's tale. Glad to see that we're all here on board for some smiting here. Gawain deserves some smiting. Anyway, let's continue, ladies and gents. I'm not violent, Black Rabbit. I'm not. Only when I read stories and hear of evil knights smiting down good men. Just shouldn't happen. There's a chivalric code. I am a defender of good knights, my lady. I would joust quite happily for any damsel in distress, I will have you know, and come to any knight's aid with my trusty letter opener. Might need sharpening first, but I think letter opener versus sword, the pen is after all mightier than the sword. Anyway, let's talk about how Tristram came to the place that isn't my hometown yet. That's actually my business card, Taz. It just says Simon King, defender of fair maidens and chivalrous knights. Dawn, I am glad that autocorrect didn't change the spelling of Dirk there. Otherwise, that could have made for a very interesting statement. Anyway, we'll carry on. Sir, said Palomides, let us leave of this matter, and let us see how we shall do at this tournament. By my advice, said Palomides, let us four hold together against all that will come. Not by my counsel, said Sir Tristram, for I see by their pavilions that there will be 400 knights, and doubt you not, said Sir Tristram, but there will be many good knights, and be a man never so valiant nor so big that he might be defeated. And so have I seen knights done many times, and when they believed best to have won worship, they lost it, for manhood is not worth but if it be meddled with wisdom. And as for me, said Sir Tristram, it may happen that I shall keep my own head as well as another. So thus they rode until they came to the Humber bank, where they heard a cry and a sad noise. Then were they aware in the wind where there came a rich vessel held over with red silk, and the vessel landed first by them. Therewith Sir Tristram alit with his knights, and so Sir Tristram went afore and entered into that vessel, and when he came within, he saw a fair bed that was richly covered, and upon it lay a dead, seemly knight, all armed, except the head was bibbled with deadly wounds upon him, the which seemed to be a passing good knight. How may this be, said Tristram, that this knight is thus slain? Then Tristram was aware of a letter in the dead knight's hand. Master Mariner, said Sir Tristram, what meaneth this letter? Sir, said they, in that letter you shall hear and know how he was slain, and for what cause, and what was his name. But, sir, said the mariners, know you well that no man shall take that letter and read it unless he is a good knight, and he will faithfully promise to revenge his death, else no knight shall see that letter open. Know you well, said Sir Tristram, that some of us may revenge his death as well as other, and if it be so as you mariners say, his death shall be revenged. Therewith Sir Tristram took the letter out of the knight's hand, and it said thus: Hermits, King and Lord of the Red City, I send unto all knights errant, recommending unto you noble knights of Arthur's court. I beseech them all among them to find one knight that will fight for my sake with two brethren that I brought up of naught. For feloniously and traitorly they have slain me, and therefore I ask that one good knight should revenge my death. He who revenges my death shall have my Red City and all my castles. Sir, said the mariners, know you well this king and knight that here lies was a full worshipful man of great prowess, and full well he loved all manner of knights errant. So God help me, said Sir Tristram. Here is a piteous case, and full fain I would take this enterprise upon me, but I have made such a promise that needs that I must be at this great tournament, or else I am shamed. For well I know that, for my sake in especial, my Lord Arthur let make jousts and tournaments in this country, and well I know that many worshipful people will be there at the tournament to see me. Therefore I fear to take this enterprise upon me, that I shall not come again by time to this jousts. Sir, said Palomides, I pray you, give me this enterprise, and you shall see me achieve it worshipfully, or else I shall die in this quarrel. Well, said Sir Tristram, this enterprise I give you, with this, that you will be with me at this tournament, and shall be here in 7 nights' time. Sir, said Palomides, I promise you, I shall be with you by that day, unless I am slain or maimed in fulfilling this quest. There we have it, ladies and gents. Tristram has come to the great tournament upon the banks of the River Humber, my old stomping ground. And there he has come across a ship upon which lays the body of King Hermance, who has been slain by his brothers. Thank you, I will take James Main, Anthony. Thank you. The mariners who were with him have said that a knight can only read his letter if he's willing to avenge him, and so Tristram and his friends have said that he will be revenged, and Palomides, Sir Palomides, has taken it upon himself to fulfill this quest and revenge King Hermance and fight off against those brothers who slew him. Ladies and gents, in the magic wardrobe, in here, it won't even open. Mr. Tumnus won't let me into the wardrobe, Rabbith. Mr. Tumnus is keeping it closed for the moment. But yes, all still to come. Tomorrow night we shall follow on with Sir Tristram and his great tournament and find out about Palomides fighting with King Hermance. Very exciting. Jousting, smiting, vengeance. All the good stuff that we want from a story is to come tomorrow night. It will be wonderful, it will be epic, it will be perfect. Perfect in every way. A dead mariner king and Palomides attempts to revenge that death. It will be so good. I cannot wait for it. So I will see you same time, same place, same channel for more of that tomorrow night, ladies and gents. Still to come tonight though. Still to come tonight is Poetry Live. So there we go, Poetry Live. Still to come. Later on tonight, in a few minutes time in fact. They're not. I perhaps need more obscure jumpers, Queen. We should have a knitting competition. Who can knit me? I tell you what, that would be awesome. There we go. I offer to marry whoever can knit me the Bayeux tapestry into a jumper. Anyone who can, turn the Bayeux tapestry into a jumper for me to wear, hands down, that's wife material at that point. We'll do that. Yeah. There. I'm willing to offer it. Well, you've got to set your standards high, Rosie. Yeah, that's the thing. You've got to set your standards high. And I can't think of much higher than that. Well, get learning done. Go for it. Anyway, guys, I am going to be back in a few minutes' time to go and do... Well, fair enough, Danny. Otherwise, Danny and Rabbit, my two best knitters, probably not going for that. I'll have to find something else to offer you in exchange. I need to find if you can get the Bayeux tapestry done in a jumper. That would kick absolute butt. Yeah, can we get that sorted? Anyway, I'm going to go look up some of that stuff later this evening. Coming up later tonight, we have got Poetry Live on its way. I couldn't possibly live in St. Taz. I need knitwear. Knitwear is the only thing that would make me be so unvirtuous, I assure you. To break those chivalric vows, I need knitwear. Anyway, Poetry Live coming up in a few moments' time, ladies and gents. I'm going to go and grab something to read to you all. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Thank you Danny, thank you Queen, thank you Dawn and Black Rabbit, Karen and Taz, thank you Ona, thank you Rose, thank you so much guys, it's been wonderful to see you. I'll see you again in a few minutes, hopefully for some Poetry 5. If not, I'll see you tomorrow.